Unacceptable!
I first watched Star Wars as a little kid, but as a little kid I couldn't really appreciate the films. I just kind of like watched it. I was just like, yeah, I like that. But as an older kid, I went back to rewatch them, and I really could appreciate then the film's writing and cinematography and effects.
Well, yes, I have wasted roughly 200 hours of my life playing it. I do disagree that is the most immersive way to get into Star Wars. The best way would just be watching all the movies.
The first Star Wars movie I saw was 4. I saw that in a theater, and the impact it had on me was phenomenal. The graphics were unknown at the time, so just the cinematography just was unbelievable, and on the big screen it just took my breath away. It still does every time I watch that particular movie. It's my favorite, and it's just it still brings back the first time I saw that ship flying through the screen. That was amazing.
Star Wars is special to me because I saw Episode 4 when it originally was released in the theater when I was 6 years old in 1977. I couldn't believe what I was watching at the time. After that, I stopped playing sword fighting and started saber fighting. I stopped collecting baseball cards and started trading Star Wars cards. When I was in college, the next trilogy came out. It always seems to come out at great times in my life. It's been a part of my life ever since I was 6.
A lightsaber is a Jedi weapon. Its significance to it is because it's an unusual weapon, and it can cut through almost anything from blast doors. It can reflect lasers. A lightsaber is mostly used by Jedi. Each Jedi Kyber's crystal is different. First of all, Kyber crystal is it harnesses the energy and creates the blade. You could also call it a laser sword. But anyway, the Kyber crystal has different powers. The red Kyber crystal is able to break other Kyber crystals. And that's about it with the Kyber crystals. The hilt, on the other hand, is full metal. It can be equipped with an extendable blade or a mechanism for training.
You know, watching as a kid, you're not a complicated person, so Luke, you know, but as an adult, Finn was a good spin on the characters, okay? And then having a daughter, having Rey take the lead as a female, I thought was a really good movie.
I mean, I grew up with, like, my brother was really obsessed with, like, the prologues for some reason. Like, he liked that trilogy better. I don't really know why. But, so I only saw, like, those, so I didn't really like it, and I never got into Star Wars. But then, for my friend's birthday, we ended up seeing The Force Awakens, and I thought it was going to be a lot more confusing, that I wasn't going to get it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, but I ended up, like, really liking it. It's one of my favorite series of all time, as of right now.
My favorite Star Wars movie is Star Wars number 7.
My favorite Star Wars movie has to be Return of the Jedi.
My favorite Star Wars movie was the first one, number 4, A New Hope. A New Hope.
Favorite Star Wars film is Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
My favorite episode is definitely Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
My favorite Star Wars film would have to be Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
My favorite Star Wars film has to be the original, Episode 4, A New Hope.
I'm a fan of Episode 4, A New Hope.
My favorite Star Wars movie is The Force Awakens.
My favorite Star Wars movie is the 5th one.
Oh, definitely Episode 4, A New Hope.
My favorite Star Wars film is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
I'm a big fan of The New Hope.
My favorite Star Wars movie is The Force Awakens because it just brought back all the nostalgia from the old Star Wars films, and I just loved seeing this movie in theaters.
My favorite Star Wars movie was the first one, number 4, A New Hope. A New Hope. I believe it's the foundation for everything that followed, even 1, 2, 3. Without all of the things that happened in 4, you don't have 5, you don't have 6, you don't have Jabba, you don't have anything. You just, everything starts with that and builds with it. So if there wasn't a 4, there wasn't anything else.
I think Star Wars definitely applies to both genders as well as young and old, because I think it appeals to the Indiana Jones that's within all of us, as in it's very adventurous, exciting, and it's just a thrilling movie that keeps everyone on the edge of their seats since the first movie was made, and now to this exciting revivals that are coming out.
Well, I think Star Wars is appealing to many cultures and ages and races.
So the original trilogy, movies 4, 5, and 6, came out first. And then at the turn of the millennium, George Lucas and company had released a prequel trilogy, movies 1, 2, and 3, or episodes 1, 2, and 3. And the main difference is obviously episodes 1, 2, and 3 is a prequel, so you're getting the story before the original trilogy. And also movies 1, 2, and 3 are like of lesser quality than 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6 are just better movies than 1, 2, and 3.
I did like the prequel. I know it's taken a lot of heat from various critics because it did not really follow the original Star Wars trilogy and the theme. However, my favorite is definitely the original trilogy because I don't feel that any of the other movies or any of the other merchandising or anything that has come of Star Wars would ever have happened had it not been for that original trilogy that first whet the interest of so many people and then continued the interest level through their children and their children's children.
So I think the new trilogy is going to bring a lot of new fans and at the same time reunite the old fans with the newer fans. I mean, we already have a huge Star Wars community and it's just going to make it so much bigger and it's going to be fantastic.
I have not seen the Rogue One trailer yet, partly because when the Rogue One trailer was released, I was in Florida, and I did not want to watch the trailer on my phone. And now, as to why I still haven't watched it, it's just because I want to be surprised by the movie and see as little as possible going into it.
I did see the Rogue One trailer. I thought it was fantastic. I like the little side story. I'm totally interested in it. I'm going to be sure to see it. The only thing I'm disappointed in is I'm really surprised they didn't have any Vader breathing going on in the trailer because he should make a cameo of some kind since he is alive during that time frame.
I think episode 7 really holds its own. I think in order for the franchise to be rebooted in the way that it has, I thought J.J. Abrams did a really great job with episode 7. And if I had to rank it in like the grand scope of the Star Wars universe, I think it has to fall somewhere after those original Star Wars films, episode 4, 5, 6, and I would slide in 7. Pretty much just like to forget that episodes 1, 2, and 3 ever existed.
I didn't actually have a good feeling about what episode 7 was going to be. I'm such a big fan of the original trilogy that I was afraid of being disappointed. And once I saw it in the theater, I can honestly say that I was pleasantly surprised and that episode 7 more than met my expectations. So because of that, and because of how true they stayed to the original trilogy, I would say that episode 7 is probably ranks right past. It would be New Hope would be my favorite, and I think episode 7 would be a close second.
So pretty recently in our film studies class at Camden Catholic, we studied how Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, has really impacted the movie marketing business and the licensing business of Hollywood. And I think that's one of its largest contributions to the movie industry. How George Lucas and Disney has tied in not just great storytelling, but this idea of licensing and marketing through either makeup lines or fast food chains, in addition to toys. I think that's going to be one of Star Wars' lasting cultural impacts.